Good night, fellow punchers. If there was a clock on the wall, it would tell me it's about 25 to 12 on Friday night. I'm in Birmingham in the Comfort Inn Hotel. I got biscuits. There wasn't much of a selection over there in the 24-hour shop. There was no such thing as a bag of cheese and onion, or Kimberley, or Mikado, or coconut creams. What I was looking for, or Lincoln, or any of them. That was the only thing that was in it. It wasn't to be today. It just was not to be. I was watching on the big screen. I was in position, right in line. If Gallopin Deschamps had won 3 in a row, I sacrificed going out to the stand to watch it because there isn't a prayer that you get back in time to be able to see it. I was never that he was as calm as a lamb in the parade ring walking around. But when the race started, I was never that. I was watching on the big screen. I didn't watch it back again. I only seen the last furlong or two. But I was never that happy with the way his position in the race. I don't know, was that intentional? Was that the plan, the tactics to have him that far back? But he wasn't gaining ground, I thought, at the second, third, or fourth fences to move him up. And then he did get into position, and he looked like swinging, coming round the turn. But you could see Mark Walsh behind. He was swinging on the bit. I said last night that as much money as they have, they don't like throwing away 25k unless they'll get it back. He was only beaten 7 lengths in Leopardstown, and they knew that day that they weren't all out. I was hoping he might just, with the big pot, go for the Grand National, but the fact he's only 7, said they can go for the Grand National next year. They won't probably go for the Grand National now. It's in a month's time, even though he's gone into 5 to 2. I doubt if they'll go. I know a few that cashed out bets today that had him at 33 to 1, and the figures before the announcement that they have a profit made, and they were happy. I was out at the traps this morning about 8, and I'd done bets that I have. I was doing bets for the local branch of Roscommon Mess. Today was one of the better days. I drew nothing on Monday. I was gambling 50 a day for them to try, and rather than giving them 200, I was trying to get into profit. Well, I didn't. I got it over 100 all right, but I didn't get it into profit. If I'd put in It's on the Line instead of Hello Neighbour today in the Lucky 15, I had 2 others placed at big prices, and he'd have put it into profit. I went into Witherspoon's for the breakfast, and I said to one of the waitresses going round, I says, "Where do you order?" And she says, "At the bar." Up to the bar, I was ordering a small bit fried egg and beans and a small breakfast. And he says, "What table are you at?" And I says, "I'm at no table yet." "Well, you have to be at a table." Went down and picked a table, and when I went back down a few minutes later, there was someone sitting at it. Why don't they give you something to say reserved that no one else can sit in it? Because it happened again this evening. I went in, had a bit of Chinese stuff this evening, a bit of curry. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't that spicy. We got the train down. There was a big queue heading for Cheltenham. I was spotted there by a couple from Abbeyfield. They were watching the video last night. Hello to you if you're watching in again tonight. You're in a different line. Well, you're in the line, but you were ahead of me. So met several people today. Met Robert Deegan, as usual. Met the books from Lissy Casey. Mick Gallagher from Mayo, and the daughter Marietta Wilkinson, and Delaney. As I was saying, did you ever hear the song? And he just said at the same time, Delaney's Donkey. He was good sense of humour. They're from Coventry. Mick Gallagher's from Mayo. Richie and Kevin from Cork, I met them in the they're looking for me today, but you're as well off looking for a needle in a haystack. They're from Cork City. Proper Langers. Met Richie in Kinsale last year. The Kings, John, Jim, Mary and Mick King. Two of them will be living in Roscommon. Two of them is from Roscommon, living in Birmingham a long time. I don't think they missed at Cheltenham the 4 days and the 3 previous since they come over here a long time ago. Jerry Flanagan was with them. Met a fellow from Rinmore in Galway as well, and I met several as well that just said hello, and I was even in the queue for the bus coming home, and a fellow shouted bash the bookies. So it's great to get contact with people when I'm out. Got into they were well organised. It was £9 for the bus from the station over to the race, and only £6 coming back. There's a lot of walking, and there's not up and down to get up to the top of the to go down into the parade ring and then to get out into the betting. You don't have time, especially. It's all right for young people, but they should have a few more betting boards up at top there in front of the front of where the toilets are, and the up at the top. It'd help people. We started off with Hello Neighbour, looked to be cruising into contention, and I don't know what happened. It didn't finish off its race like in Leopardstown. 100 to 1 shot, first time over hurdles. Not a shilling from a gambler known or Tony Bloom. In Darway, you could see he was laid out for the race. Ran into one, 5-year-old filly, well handicapped, up at the pace from the get-go, and jumped well and travelled well. I backed that at 35 to 1 on 33 to 1 on the course, and I backed at 20s this morning after 8, and I got the 25s. There was a good run from Absurd, but a lack of a run since the Melbourne Cup told a story there. It'll be one to watch for Punchestown if they go there. She could be anything. Was very lucky to get a place. Allegory de Vasse showed his dislike for the hill of Cheltenham. He didn't want to know, or she didn't want to know. She says, I'm out of here. Fishery Lane didn't stay. It was only a couple of lengths behind the winner in the bumper last year. The one that was second, Darragh O'Keefe, got into bother 3 furlongs out, but when they straightened up, then he had his chance to, or she had her chance to go past, but she just hadn't the will or the energy left. And then we came to the big one, Gold Cup. There was silence, sort of, and he got a big round of applause as he went into the second berth. A lot of people were saying, like, well, why was it a hooer, like it didn't happen, that he didn't win the 3 in a row. But you wouldn't know. Probably Leopardstown again out in front will suit him better. It's on the line. Normally when I have a 11 to 2 shot, if I really fancy it to be in the money, I'd put up 2 points each way. But I figured there was nothing to beat this on the ground. But there was a horse having his first run for Sam Curling. So how could you know, like, the form of that horse, Wonderwall? It's on the ground, rallied and nearly got back up. Was only beaten a neck. I had a good few pound on that. And if I'd put it into the lucky 15s, I'd have made a good few pound today. And then Mikey O'Connor was right. He had a shot at it, and he gave it his best shot. Tap on the go. A lot of money to get outstakes for that French horse. But see, people were betting that today, just hoping that it'd win, but you can't gauge it when you have no form for the damn thing. So overall, the bookies absolutely cleaned up. I never met as many people that's gone to Cheltenham 25, 30, 40 years that they never ever seen a meeting like it. That everything that was fancied finished second or fell or disappointed. And that the bookies got all, everything is supposed to level out, but didn't level out this week. So hopefully, with the big meetings in Aintree and Punchestown and Fairyhouse coming up, that maybe there'll be some respite for the punter. Anyway, there's a couple for tomorrow. The Midlands Grand National is on. I'll probably go. That's why I went up to go playing cards there. Got a taxi up, 12 quid, up to the Grosvenor. And I remember, I am. Details, yeah, gave them. Can't find you. Well, I said I was here last February. And then another one says, oh, I can find him here. I said, there's a tournament on tonight. We don't do cards anymore. Where do you play? Where do I get cards? Oh, we're in the other one in Hill Street. I couldn't find it anyway. It began to rain and I came back. But then I tried looking for biscuits and I got that shit. Instead, well, I got orange juice for the morning and I'll have the breakfast early. There's a train at 3 minutes past 10 getting in at 9 minutes past 11 into Uttoxeter. I probably will go unless it's lashing rain. Tomorrow, there was a horse that was entered for the Coral Cup. A newcomer to the Skeleton Yards. It used to be with Paul Nolan. Joyeaux, Machin. Rated 135. I had this in my head to back for the Coral Cup, but this is a 100,000 race tomorrow. They kept it for this. He'd be thinking of the Trainers' Championship. It had a very good run the last day behind Altobelli in Ascot and was closing over at 2 miles 3, was that, or 2 miles 5? Blaze the Way is over for the Mags Mullins and Danny is over to ride it. That one in Navan off 119 and it's £10 higher tomorrow. Joyeaux Machin is 11-4 shot now. It opened up 4-1. And I, like a bollocks, didn't take it. I said I'd wait until the morning and get the best odds guaranteed. But I'll wait and see. I'll go to the track tomorrow. And when they fancy something, there'll be mayhem tomorrow about it, I suppose. The Midlands Grand National has a bus horse. The Invincible now won the Sussex National for us. If you remember, it beat Domamiri. Got a great patient ride from the back by Caelan Quinn. It's only carrying 10 stone 8 as a 7-year-old. This 4 miles 2 should suit. It'll be a good race. It's the 16-1 shot. They're paying 5 places. I thought it'd be a bit shorter. There's a few in it that is, Apple away, but that's carrying 11-10 and Mr. Vango. A lot of good stayers, but this showed the last year that it can jump and it can tip slowly into the race like it did the last year. If I get the same, if you get a place, I'd be happy at least. In Kempton tomorrow, there's a very interesting race. It's a good prize, 60,000 race in the 245. Flegmatik was second in this race last year when rated 140. And the winner was Outlaw Pete, was rated 135. So he was given £5. He's getting 15 now. He's rated 130 and the other one is rated 145. So there's a big swing in the weights. And Tristan Durrell takes off £3. Bad won the last day. We were on at the time before when it didn't win. It won the last day. It's up £9 for that. Flegmatik was second the previous year as well in 100,000 race in February, I think. February in Kempton as well. So it's a 4-1 shot, 9-2. So that's about it. So I'll go tomorrow to Uttoxeter hopefully, and I'd no pints since the night in Waterford. That's 4 weeks last night. I wouldn't bother now tonight. I don't when I'm on the old tablet, it shouldn't entice me now. I've no heed to it. I got a couple of darts today, a reminder that steady up, I'm still here. You're not off the hook yet, so I just have to be careful for a while. So I'll take a tablet now and I'll go to bed and I'll see whenever. So bash the bookies, over and out.